Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times. Today we have another horror movie review and that is Breeder.
It's coffee time.
So I found this film on Amazon Prime and I saw it was a Danish release from 2020. It came out exactly in October for Halloween and I had not seen it yet. Now I had the feeling that this was going to be kind of disturbing in the sense of torture, which is not always my favorite type of horror. I'm not a fan of torture porn horror, but I decided to give it a go because even though the topic of the film has been done before, I was still intrigued, and I'm here to let you know what the movie is about and my thoughts on it. So before we jump into that, if you love horror movies, television shows, collectibles, please consider subscribing to the channel and also hit the notification bell before you leave. Breeder is a Danish horror movie from director Jens Dahl. A ruthless businesswoman is abducting young women as part of a gruesome biohacking experiment to reverse the aging process. When Mia goes to investigate, she finds herself trapped, branded, and tortured in an underground medical facility. We follow a couple that you can see from the beginning. They are struggling, they have problems in their relationship, and that is Mia and Thomas. So Thomas works for Dr. Rubens, and this is the villain of the story. She has this facility in which they are giving rich people the chance to go back with the aging process and basically become younger. However, that comes with a price, and the process to get what they need in order to grant people eternal youth, it is kind of like a big price to pay. One day Thomas takes one of the women to the facility and he realizes that he has been lied to. More than lied to, a lot of things have been kept from him, and he starts to, imagine how dark and how messed up this whole organization is and what type of things are being done in order to give people the eternal youth. But not only that, when he goes there, Mia follows him and she ends up being trapped in said facility and she becomes one of the victims. When I started watching the film, I was a little bit taken aback by the looks of it because I had the feeling that I was watching an early 2000s movie because of the way that it was shot, the visuals and the colors. I was a little bit like, this is a 2020 movie, why do I feel like I'm watching like a 2004 movie or something? So I was kind of like surprised by that. Not that it made the movie per se worse, but I was kind of expecting, I guess, another type of visuals from a 2020 movie. The idea of the movie is nothing super original. It's basically how far scientists and how far people are gonna go in order to be young again, to defeat the aging process. And of course, some scientists are corrupt. They want to make money out of that, no matter the cost. So of course, what happens with these kind of situations, with the kinds of movies, is that we start to see things that are being done illegally, obviously. And to be honest, I'm not bothered that, we have seen this theme done before. I was still excited to watch the movie. For me, the main problem that I had with the film was the pacing. The storyline moved just so slow that it was really hard for me to really get into the story and really connect with the characters, because it was dragging a lot, especially at the beginning. Until you get 40 minutes into the movie, nothing really extreme really happens, and so for me, I was having trouble to really get invested. One of the things that I really did like about the movie was the kind of like reverse gender roles that they gave in this movie, meaning that here in this movie are the men that are obsessed with their looks, obsessed with looking younger, and they are the ones that are seeking the help to get younger, which we can see from society that it's normally women, the ones that have more pressure to look a certain way, to be young and youthful, all of this. So I really like that. And also, on the other hand, we have a main female villain that also has a couple of people that work for her that are men, and she controls them any way she wants. And so I like to see that the roles were a little bit exchanged in this movie, at least, even though we have a theme that we have seen done before. Like I said, when we hit the 40-minute mark, it starts to get more disturbing, more interesting, because we're really getting to see the facility, the inside, the jails, the women that are being kept there. And it is also here when we start to see really disturbing, shocking images. And by the end of the movie, they are gonna take it really far. They're gonna take it farther than other movies have been willing to go when it comes to specific topics, like pregnant women or babies, because it gets really intense at the end, so trigger warning if any of that is a problem for you. So basically in this horror movie, we are touching the subgenre of torture porn or sadism, and you know, sometimes it is being taken a little bit to the extreme, like I said. So I guess, you know, it's a movie for you if you enjoyed movies like Martyrs or Hostel or something like that, because it does have, you know, influences of those movies. In the end, it's also a love story between Thomas and Mia that is now a captive in this facility. And you know, it is a facility in which women are being treated like animals, and like animals they do fight back. So this being a movie that does not hold back when it comes to the violence and to the explicit scenes, I think if you're somebody that enjoy torture porn or sadistic movies, things like that, you will find some scenes that you're really going to enjoy. However, I do feel like this movie has its major problems with the time. The running time is too much for me. The movie was too long and it dragged a lot at the beginning. I think the pacing is the main problem, because while the storyline goes super slow, even though you get some nice gore moments, you're still not really getting invested with the story and the characters as much as I would like to, because I was not really feeling with the characters, like rooting for them or anything like that, just because I just couldn't connect with them. Now I have to say the acting is fairly decent in this film. I know it's not like a high budget movie or anything like that, but the acting was decent, and I do love to see in more like towards the end all the different rooms in the facility and to start discovering the ugly truth behind this company. In the end, the movie was a decent movie portraying survival, rape, and revenge, and it is a movie that for my taste had a couple too many peeing scenes. So all in all considered, I ended up giving this movie a 2 out of 5 stars, which for me means it was decent enough for one watch, but it's not a favorite or anything like that. It's not something fresh and new and exciting. But if you're somebody that liked movies like Martyrs or like Hostel, if you like this kind of torture porn movies, then this might be for you. So if you have access to it, I say watch it if you have access to it for free in VOD somewhere. I would not personally spend money on this movie, but that is just my personal opinion. And yeah, so let me know down below, you guys, if you had heard about this movie at all, if you enjoyed it, if you're planning on watching it. Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Please give the video a big thumbs up for support, and I hope to see you all in the next coffee time. Bye!